Hi everyone, it's Dora here and this is my October 22 update for my makeup rehab series. A lot of stuff has happened since my last update at the beginning of September. I've definitely bought some more things. I've had some declutters as well. I've also had some empties and I've hit pan in something. So if you did watch my intro, you know that all of these things add to my overall beauty bank balance. And I don't really quite do it in the way that other people do it. For example, if I buy something new, it costs me 3 points within my beauty bank balance. And I can gain points back. For example, a pan is plus 1 point back, or an empty is plus 3 points back. So why don't we just get into it? I'm gonna be talking you through it. Purchases, empties, pans, declutters, and then also just in terms of where I was at this time last month. And then I've got an important change to, just, you know, important for this series, an important change to announce. I will be altering my beauty bank balance ever so slightly, at least for October, November, December, and then I'll see and reassess when I sort of refresh at the beginning of the year in 2023. But anyway, we'll get to that. So I'm gonna, you know, have it all in handy little chapters so you can skip to any sections if you want to. There's probably gonna be a lot of rambling, but hey, you know, that's just how it is. Okay, let's kick off with September purchases. So I have bought 3 things, 3 nail polishes. I'm all right with that. I'm kind of proud that I know there were like a couple of days where I was like in that kind of mood where I was like, oh, let me pop into my drugstore and just see if there's anything new and exciting that I could just buy to try. But that didn't happen. I think that, yeah, having that beauty bank balance, having this makeup rehab series helps me to just curb myself and not really just go out just for the heck of it and go and buy all these things. I'm quite aware that next month it's going to be Black Friday. I have not participated in a Black Friday makeup sale yet, but I'm kind of getting a bit hyped up about it. So yeah, I think, anyway, that's for future me to worry about. I stepped into September with a beauty bank balance of minus 9 points. And all right, let's just add these 3 purchases into that balance now. So first of all, I bought this pink Berry M nail polish that I wore up until this morning. Absolutely loved it. First time I tried it, really liked it. It was very, how can I say? Yeah, like it didn't chip off, it didn't break off. It lasted me a whole weekend. I put it on Friday and I'm filming this on Monday. So to me, that's really good. This is in the shade Pink Burst. So I got that one. Then I also popped into H&M. I was doing some textile recycling and you know, you get a £5 voucher. So had to redeem it immediately, obviously. So I bought these 2 polishes here. So this one is like a really nice purple shimmery one that I thought was really fun for, you know, Scorpio season, spooky season. This is the shade Regalia. And then this one is called Perfect Poise. And it's just a really nice and warm brown that made me kind of nostalgic for like, and I'm thinking like, was that the sort of shade we had in the late 90s? I don't think so. I think it was a slightly different brown. So these are at minus 3 points each, which means my beauty bank balance as of this moment is at minus 18. And then I had some empties as well. And wow, each empty counts plus 3 points back into my beauty bank balance. And I had 7 of them. So with these in mind, so this is plus 21 points. So with all of these, I'm actually now at a plus balance of plus 3 points. Let's go through them really quickly. So there's the number 7 Stay Perfect foundation in the shade, mystery shade. This has come off. It's an empty. However, I did put it into a cocktailed foundation, but that means that I was making progress on another one. So anyway, this is empty. I can't pump anything out anymore. I've scraped it out as much as I could. added it into my current foundation. This is how I count empties. For some people, they'd be like, I wouldn't count this as an empty until the thing that I've mixed it into has actually completely finished. I don't do it like that. This physical product is moving out of my collection, therefore this is an empty. I can't keep track of, like, it's an empty. I'm calling it one. All right, next one, and I did something similar with like 5 of them. Anyway, these are the Collection Gorgeous Glow Liquid Highlighter Glow Drops in the shade Glow 2. I was here, I feel like they were in a project at some point, or maybe I was planning on doing that and then didn't end up doing it. Anyway, they're now in a body lotion that I've been going through on a regular basis. I'm using it almost daily. And this is in my 50 Shades of Green project. But again, it's an empty bottle. I no longer have this highlighter, so empty. This was a Makeup Gallery well-polished top and base coat with ginseng. I have also managed to mix that into another base coat that is just holding all of my little scraps. So, yay, I finished a base coat, you know. And then representing a whole project where I was just mixing things together, I've got these 2 empties here. So these are 2 lip balms. I ended up mixing these 2 with another almost empty thing, and made like one new tinted lip balm from that. So 3 items went and made one new one, so I'm calling these 2 empties. This is a genuine empty. I didn't, it's not elsewhere. Like, I properly used this up and removed the stopper. This is a Rimmel under eye concealer, or at least that's how I used it. It was quite old. I think I bought it in 2019, and I didn't, to be fair, I didn't like scrape out every last little bit. I just felt a bit like grossed out putting it really close to my eyes, knowing that it's definitely over 12 months. It's an empty. I've done the best that I could. I'm calling it an empty. And then another one, this is the e.l.f. No Budge Shadow Stick in Rose Gold. And maybe there's like this tiny little bit up here that could be used if I scraped it out. But I don't want to do that. Again, it's gone over the 6-month limit that this has. And it started like, I wasn't able to actually apply it over my eyelids anymore. It was just like tugging and scratching. So a genuine empty in my books. So 7 empties, there you go. Why don't I show you my pan next? So I've only had the one, but each pan gives me back 1 point. And the shade I hit pan on is Ma'am here, this one. So really nice, very warm, goldeny, bronzy type of shimmer that sits within the Revolution Pro New Neutral Passion palette. I really like this palette. At this point, I think it's the second, the palette I've got with the second was pans. There's one up here and then one here as well in Aura. So yeah, this gave me back 1 point. Yes. So with that in mind, I am now at +4 points. But then I also did a ton of decluttering. I had a really good look through my makeup stash, and just decided that there were things in there that were either so old or also just that weren't like, they were almost grossing me out, like that I didn't want to actually put on my face anymore. So 7 items. A declutter is also +1 point. So with that in mind, +4, +7, so I am now finishing September, or rather starting October, with +11 points. So what have we got here? We've got a single eyeshadow here, P2 Cosmetics Color Up eyeshadow in the shade Be a Backpacker. I did manage to hit pan in it. It was part of my Duty Pan My Batch ship. And yeah, that was my goal. I sort of, hit pan, and as soon as I did that, I immediately put it back into the drawer, didn't use it anymore. I mean, I've got so many palettes with like nicer brown shades than this, and I had intended when I bought this, I wanted to use it as a powder for my eyebrows, but it ended up being too red and it had like the finest hint of shimmer particles in there, so this was not, it didn't work out, you know. And this is old, so we're done. Probably the oldest item, at least within this declutter, is this MAC single here in Typographic. Very pretty charcoal, black, almost black, sort of, yeah, grey, whatever. It's got a really nice deep pan there. I gave it one last hurrah doing my eyeshadow roulette, and it was fun, you know, like very nostalgic for me. But again, I've had this for so long and I've got so many very similar shades and palettes, and I don't really use this. I mean, for the most part, and that's how I hit this pan, was because I used it as an eyeliner, but I've still got a ton of crayons to go through before I needed to like do that. And anyway, like this is old, it's time to say goodbye. I don't need, I'm not into single eyeshadows. I've now got one left, no, two. I've only got two single eyeshadows left now. I think 3 if you count like one that is like a backup blush. Anyway, yeah, I'm not into it. I think I would be if I had one of those magnetic Z palettes, but again, something for future me to think about. Then I also decluttered these 3 Bare Minerals mini eyeshadows. I had completely mixed them up, played around with them. They're fun, but this is like from 2017, I believe. And I had a lot of fun, I do have to say, earlier this year, like mixing and playing with them, but none of this like makes me want to like play with these or put them on my eyes. I've got so many more fun things going on in palettes. So again, this is just taking up valuable space, and also, and it's also numbers in my inventory and within this Rehab series, so I just felt like decluttering. I also decluttered these 2 Rimmel lip liners. I'm not sure what the name of the shade is, but it's this sort of kind of neutral beigey situation. I really tried with these. I tried using them as a concealer. I tried using them as a lip liner. I tried using them in my waterline. Nah. And like, the reason I have 2 is because I always wanted to have, I used to have this system where I had like one makeup stash in one space and then another makeup stash in another space. So I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I've got one central makeup place now, and it sits and lives within my wardrobe and in a drawer, and that's good. Like, yeah, I don't need to have it everywhere anymore. Anyway, I've learned from that I don't need to immediately buy backups. So although it's stinging a little bit to just, you know, I think like that's really wasteful. Like, I've got 2 of these and they weren't really any good. I loved them at the time for a little bit, and I did use them, but that was like a good couple of years ago, and I am done with them. So, okay, I am now at plus 11. That is plus 20 points more than where I was at this time last month. That's cool. I really didn't think I'd be able to get into a positive balance so quickly. Even though I still bought 3 new things. I don't really want to make this a habit. I mean, I don't really expect there to be like a ton more empties or declutters coming up. I don't think it's going to be that volume because I had like 14 in total. But at the same time, I want to be mindful and careful because if you watched my previous update, or at least in my intro, I did mention that for me, the reason that I'm doing this beauty bank balance is because I have figured out that I've got an issue with just popping into my local drugstore and just impulse shopping to sort of like treat myself, you know. It's like an emotional thing, like, yeah, bit of retail therapy. Because it's cheap and affordable, it can really get out of control quite quickly, I think. So my idea is to sort of cycle through my collection faster. Maybe eyeshadows, nail polish is a bit separate because I feel like they've got a longer shelf life on them. But with other bits, I'm really trying to like get down on those categories and cycle through things that are older, move them out by either using them up or decluttering them, and then just sort of curating, for the lack of a better word. Yeah, like making my own beautiful makeup collection. I want to penalize myself for buying a drugstore makeup item, at least for the rest of the year. I'm gonna assess it in January, like I said. So I'm gonna now, instead of spending -3 points within my balance on a new makeup item, if this comes from a drugstore, I want to put it at -5 points instead. I'm now at +11, you know, like that's almost like 4 items with my old system. But if I get like 4 high-end items that I feel I'm gonna just treat differently, rather than just, oh, let me just grab this foundation here and hopefully it matches, that kind of thing. And then if it doesn't matter because it was only 10 quid. So yeah, I hope any of this makes sense. All right then, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. And until then, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night, wherever you are and whenever you're watching this. And I'm sending you so, so, so much love. Bye bye.